How's it going? Thanks for joining me. Picking up where we left off in the previous two videos, how to communicate with God, and also everything points to flat earth. We'll get into that in a second. Just bear with me because I have a lot of important information I'm going to show you here. So you see the biophotons of your mother and the biophotons of your father come together to trap you here on the gridiron. You're brought to life by way of the sun. And now that you're here, well, it was the sun above your head that made your flesh, your bones, and your blood. And now that you're here, you grow up and you want to make something happen in reality. That's the black sun. That was what they kept from you. The black sun is what's bringing your intent into fruition. So you hear the word black sun and you immediately go into like a freak mode. You start saying satanic and shit like that. Listen, every word you speak is a magic spell. You went to school to learn your Book of the Dead. You took your test with your number 2 shit pencil. You're a witch. You set up your witch hat every year, the Christmas tree, your spear of destiny that pierces the side of Jesus Christ who's on his cross, which is the sun. And you take communion and you're the black sun yourself. You close your eyes and make a wish, blow out the sun above your head, and focus your intent onto the black sun. That's a double cross. One cross up, you're hashtag this, hashtag that. You put on a black robe at graduation with a hat that says you're bent and confused. And what I'm telling you is you know nothing of truth. And nobody can tell you any truth because everybody you know is fucking retarded. And hopefully we can set you straight here. You hear Ice Cube and all this shit. You see Popeye with the anchors on his arms. Okay, the black sun is anchored into a cube. So the ice cube, okay, it's one sun. One side of a light holds a black hole. Alright? So the caduceus, the deuce, like in 2, it's the ball, 2 balls. You pin the tail on the dawn key. Dawn the Father was in heaven, so hell beneath your feet. You need to go into the hole, the asshole. X marks the spot at the center of the dish. You see the Polaris. The green astrolight comes out of that hole and showers down on us. This shit is literally rubbed in our face. So all the letters, all the numbers are right there in the sine wave. You sign on the X. And X is wrong answer. X is a puckered asshole. All the letters, all the numbers are right here in the sine wave. So when you say the Saturn symbol right there is something that's evil, okay, it's set up like that so that you can't co-create. Because now that you're here, anything that you want to create is coming through the black sun. Okay? It's the conscious and the subconscious. And it's the same story over and over again. One side of a light hole is a black hole, the checkerboard. So when I see the clock, I see the sine wave. It's the conscious and the subconscious. It's like a checkerboard. When I see magic squares, I see the checkerboard. If you shade in the odd numbers on magic squares, you'll see images appear. Take a look. All right. This other magic square over here, you'll see 2 crosses. One cross up, one cross down. All I did was shade in the odd numbers, and you see the U. You cross. Your cross was originally a cube. When they went from the flat earth plane to a globe, they unfolded the cube into a cross, which is the 4 sides of a box, then the one that you place on your head when you graduate from school that locks you in the box and keeps you frozen, like pole ice, frozen in your pole, in your head, and you can't see what's hiding in plain sight. I'm telling you that you're living on the checkerboard right now, the chessboard, but there's a hole at the center of the dish. You played pin the tail on the dawn key, Dawn the Father who is in heaven. All right? When you hear the 2-ball cane, the 700 Club, okay, you see Enoch in reverse. It's clear, people, okay, that since vowels are interchangeable, you know, you have the by ball, you cast your ball, it. It's the ball with the two A's because it's one side of a light hole is a black hole. Okay, your vowels, it's A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y. And then there's another hidden vowel, it's W. What the fuck is the chance of that, people? That it was the W, right? A-E-I-O-U and then also the double U. So that makes sense that they hid this type of shit from us. Because it's telling you right there. We know that if we go backwards with our vowel, it's T-U-V. The O represents the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. X marks the spot. Pin the tail on the Don key, like Don the Father who is in heaven. Okay? The Holy Grail is right over there. There's absolutely no way to fuck this up. When I see Shiva in the upside down pair, now we know that this symbol is supposed to be upside down. This represents the black sun that's bringing all your intent into fruition. They hide the truth in plain sight. So, we're inside the cube, in the center of the triangle, inside of the circle. This is the entire universe right there, people. Look it up. That's what it is. Alright? And you place your wedding ringer. Your wedding ringer is your limp finger, not your fuck you finger. It's telling you that you need to get to the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish before you're dead. And I know this is crazy. I know you don't want to believe it. It's like, how the fuck could this be possible? Well, go watch that guy do that video, Solomon's Lost Magic. He said he did the video because somebody was teaching the wrong types of ways to use the 72 spirits trapped in there. Well, it turns out those 72 spirits were charged with teaching you the arts and sciences. Did you hear what I said? Those 72 that they call demons are charged with giving you the arts and the sciences. So, now you know why they've demonized everything. Okay? This right here, you open up the brass box, and this is what I saw, the image. I see the eye at the bottom, right over there. So, what I'm seeing here is the masculine, and you see it had the symbol on there, X marks the spot. It had the pin the tail on the donkey symbol over there. What I'm seeing is this phallus. It's this same story over and over and over again. We're inside that crystal ball, okay? And the symbols, people don't even know what the symbols are. When they see them, they're using them, but these are people that are using them, and they still think they're on a globe, okay? Floating through space as an accident. This place is fixed. You're inside of Pandora's box right now, and it's anchored down, the black sun. Okay, it has to be fixed so that the green astral jet can come shooting out, hit the parabolic mirror, and shower down on us. So when you see that no force on flat Earth, that's exactly, it's true. There was a highway of information that flowed through this place, and it glowed. The aurora borealis would have shot through the veins all the way across the earth, and that's all gone now. There's a Holy of Holies there now, and we need to get there before we're dead to get our everlasting life. That's where we drink from the living waters. This is what I see. Everything's upside down, okay? We need to get to this holy hole before we're dead. So, something that we were talking about in the previous video was relaxation. I think that you should make yourself magic squares like this. Make sure they have triple border. 1, 2, 3. You're capturing the essence of these numbers, their vibration, bringing it into the number symbol, which is one cross up, one cross down. Just like you walk into a church, you kneel down, and you make an upside down cross on your fucking head. You go from your head to your chest, left to right. That's an upside down cross. You kneel down to the feminine, and then you walk in. You have stained glass windows blocking out the sun above your head and focusing your intent onto the black sun. You close your eyes, make a wish, focus your intent onto the black sun. It's clear. You blow out the candle. That's like the sun above your head. And you focus your intent onto the black sun. So the black sun would be like the subconscious. Okay? And I'm telling you, the numbers don't lie. What you can do is stare at one of these for 5 minutes a day until you remember the pattern. And so that you could You could do it from memory. And that's what's going to bring it into reality. It's that you need a triple border around it because you're capturing it and bringing it into reality. So like sigil stuff, I've seen people making videos on like sigil magic, but you can see that the people making those videos are fucking retarded, because you're supposed to have a sigil that's mirrored like this, which is where you write out. They tell you to cut out all the vowels. So you write out something like I intend to bring forth heaven on earth and usher in heaven on earth. What they tell you to do is cross out any duplicate letters, and also remove any vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Vowel to L. The Father in heaven. Everybody's got it in their name, like Daniel. Everybody's name is named after the Father in heaven, the L. Okay? Like the L even. So here, they tell you to keep the vowels out. And I'm showing you that you can keep the vowels in. You don't have to have any duplicate vowels, but you're using letters one time in black, mirrored in red, and then triple bordered. And what you do is you make one of these for someone else. You don't make them for yourself. Of course you could, but it's like the division symbol. One side of a light hole is a black hole. You need to make it up and down. You're a stand-up guy, right? Okay, you're a stand-up type of guy. So the green astral light comes shooting out of the hole, hits the parrot. This is the infinite potential. Okay? The king's most powerful magic was he wrote stuff down, bringing it from the imaginary into this realm by writing it onto papyrus or chiseling it into stone. This was the king's most powerful magic. The key is to bring it from the imaginary and into the physical realm. Then you need to capture the idea with the triple border, because this is like the 3D, right? D is the fourth letter, like the four corners right there. Okay? You're capturing it. Like the four corner rule. What I'm saying is that it's exactly like this, because it's one side of a light hole is a black hole. And for you to keep time to just to get to work or something like this, everything needs to be free. Whatever luxury there is, it needs to be for everybody. And we need to get our drink of everlasting life from the Holy of Holies out of the center of the dish. Alright? This place you're living is far more exciting once you understand that numbers and symbols have a deeper meaning. There's a whole bunch of magic squares that you could be putting together and giving to other people, like your children. You should put one of these in their school books, like an education one, relaxation, this type of thing. I know people need money and stuff like that, I understand, but when you go paper chasing, the farthest thing from your mind is anything spiritual. It's all about material when you're paper chasing, and nothing makes sense to you. You have to, step over to this side. When I say this side, I'm talking about you have to be on the side of everyone, where it's for the benefit of all. And what I did is, like, I remind people often in my videos that I spilled my blood over my written intent on video, and I published it to the Ethernet. 360 days after that, one of the eyes on my face opened up, and I began to see and decode. At 720 days after, the second eye on my face opened up, and I began to see and decode. Even more. Now, I did it on 12/24/2013, and now 12/24/2016 will be 1,080 days. And you can see, nothing slips by me. Every symbol, everything that you see has meaning, but it goes unnoticed by you. It's because you need to restore the spiritual high man that's inside of you. It's something that you lost when you lost your virginity. Doesn't matter if you're a male or female. When you lost your virginity that first time, okay, they only sacrifice virgins for a reason, because their blood is pure. When you lose your virginity, you lose your divinity. That doesn't mean that you can't have sex. What I'm saying is that was then, this is now. And when you write your intent out on paper and you put your blood on it and then you publish that to the ether net, somehow it changes everything about you. It just unfolds like it's like one cycle of the sun, 1 year. That's like one day. It's second cycle. It's 360 degrees, 720 degrees, 1080 degrees. This is how it's unfolding, and I'm not even at 1080 days yet. But you can see I'm decoding everything. Symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your energy is flowing through. You have the Bible, the two bulls, the pair of ox. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. You would be trapped on the division symbol right now. And you don't think magic squares are real, and I'm telling you, that's because you're not at this type of level with shit. I'm telling you, the plants and trees out there are conscious. Every time you eat your food, the plants, those living green plants and fruits, are screaming bloody murder. Look it up. Plants are conscious. See it for yourself. And I'm telling you that when you place your bare feet on dry soil and drop your blood into the earth and say, Great Spirit, give me guidance, that 7 days later, okay, you'll start to notice different changes in your reality. If you want to speed things up, hold up a glass of water and program it before you drink it by saying it. I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Give me the knowledge of the ages so I might bring forth heaven on earth. You're a bag of mostly water. That vibration is programmed into the water. It's programmed into you. And I'm telling you that your intent and everything about you unfolds from in the beginning there was the word. You need to say the words and bring that from your head into this reality. Then you need to write it down. Then you need to publish it. The more stuff you do like this is how you bring shit into reality. Okay? So the triple border here, the freak win C. You need to capture it with 3 seals. And that's not something that people typically hear about when they're making, I see videos out there how to make sigils and stuff like that. But you never hear about the triple border, which the 3D. D is number 4, the 4th letter. It's that you're literally needing to capture your intent by placing a triple border around it and mirroring it into 2 colors, like I showed on the sigil a second ago. So, all right. So, where we started off, how to communicate with God through number, we see that there's the odd and the even. That's because it's one side of a light hole is a black hole. You see it's the division symbol. Time going in one direction, time going the other direction. That means that when we get to the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish and we drink from the living waters, time stops for us and we don't age anymore. Okay? So, does sigil magic and all this type of stuff work? I say that, look people, if you're out to get money, then you need to make a sigil for someone else that's close to you to get money, not for you specifically. Okay? Once they get the money, you explain to them what you did and ask them to make a sigil for you. Okay? Exactly the way I'm showing you here. And the reason it's this way is because it's rubbed in your face. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. The 2 dots on your clock, it's the conscious and the subconscious. It's the biophotons of your mother and the biophotons of your father come together to trap you here on the gridiron. Every letter, every number is inside the sine wave. Okay? Whether you see it or not, I'm telling you that it's all in the sine wave. I've done videos on it showing you that every single number, every single letter is inside that sine wave. So let's see here. You have this as a good example. Here we go. All right, you see the number 8 right over there? See the 8? Now if you chop that in half and remove one portion of the bottom, then it becomes a 9, okay, or P. You see every single letter, every single number. You see the E. Everything is right over here inside the sine wave. You sign on the X, okay? You see that? They rub this in your face. Okay, inside the cube, is where we're all at. Your soul, like the soul is the sun above your head. The sun is the sum of all the souls inside the matrix at any given point. That's what the sun is focusing down upon us, is the collective consciousness of the whole. And it has its own divine spirit. It's, when I say goddess worship, okay, I'm telling you that you're not supposed to fight with your wife or your girlfriend, and you can never win, so just let them always win. And what I'm saying is that goddess worship is like your mother-in-law. You make sure that, like, when I pick stuff off the ground in front of, I make sure I bow down to them. I mean, I lay it on thick, because what I'm telling you is that these are like key things. I look into the sun, I speak my intent, I ground out with the grounding mats, or I put my bare feet on dry soil, and these are the types of things I do. I'm only 2 cycles into this blood over intent. I spilt my blood over my intent on 12/24/2013. I published the video, and it'll be 1,080 days next Christmas. And what I'm telling you is that it started with looking at the sun and speaking my intent, which led to me getting the idea to write it down on paper, do it on video, and publish it to my channel on the Ethernet. And now here I am, and I can see everything so clearly. You know, people make magic squares, but you don't see them coloring it in the odd numbers and see what images show up in those squares. That's clearly double cross and UU. What I'm saying to you is that you're on the checkerboard right now. The magic square is showing you that what you need to do is get to the center of the dish before you're dead. All these symbols are showing you need to get to the center of the dish before you're dead. There's really no way to fuck this up, people. It's like the Holy Grail is right there. It's at the end of your compass. Okay? Now the moon is a construct. The moon is see-through. And what I'm telling you is that the moon is just a rib of the earth, which is sending down a square wave. It's poisoning the well. It's keeping half of your brain shut off, and you can't see what's hiding in plain sight. I'm going to go deeper in the next video. I just got too much to show you guys, but look it up. A-E-I-O-U. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. Bear with me for a few minutes. I'm going to get very deep in some stuff right now. Okay? It's clear what we're seeing over here is the event horizon, or the everyone enter her eye zone. Okay? You see, like, if they wink, you wink with your asshole or your eye. Okay? And what they're telling you here is, if you look, like vista, like party, interior, inside the earth, rectificando, like in electronics, we rectify something. And, you know, it's clear, people. What I'm seeing here is, like, going back the other way, it's Medipal, okay? The hidden realm, right there, we're going to find the fountain of youth. There's really no way to mess this up. The exclamation point is showing you, like, when you see the barber pole, X marks the spot, I'm seeing the Eve, or everyone enter her eye zone. That's what I see right there. And the reason X is wrong answer is because that's an asshole. What that means is basically what you have is inside this cosmic cube that we're inside of right now. Alright. You see the division symbol. And that's like 2 circles. When you put them together, you get the Vesica Pisces. That's like the football. Alright. So you see the U hurricanes. That's jump into the hurricane at the center of the dish, the event, or everyone enter her eye zone. You have one side of a light hole is a black hole, like you have Token on South Park. Now you see the skull on his glove. You need to get, like the candy cane is showing you on the Spartan, Satan, kissed by the sun. if you take out the P and the R, okay, Satan is Satan kissed by the sun. That's the black sun, which brings everything into fruition. Okay, you look at the bottom. I see dreidel, I see the D-ray doll. Okay, this is where you need to get to before you're dead. It's pointing to it. And you can see over here, on the top of this thing over here, okay, you see he's going to cross him right there. This is black sun, light sun. There's no way to mess this up. All right, you see the football. That's one side. You put the two circles together, you get the Vesica Pisces. All right, now you see the dove. That's due Eve, where it's pointing, the center of the dish. Okay, the port hole is right there at the center. Okay, and you see X marks the spot. I see a black hole and the Eve enter her eye zone where every compass is pointing to. There's really no way to mess this up. What I'm seeing here is the tree of life. I'm seeing here on the words on this thing, it's telling us that the Holy Grail is right over there. There's really no way to fuck this up, people. And, you know, I could go on for days about this stuff. You really need to help out by getting a t-shirt. You know, I can't do this all on my own. People need to help out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and help you out by giving you some real specifics on sun gazing and earthing so you could have the right visuals in your head. Alright, just bear with me for a second. Alright, here we go. You know, you see these power on, you know, the air benders and all these guys that water benders and all that stuff. Well, you're going to be drawing up this astral jet energy that they're showing you. Okay? You're going to draw it up through your feet all the way up to just below your navel. It's under pressure. You have to visualize this coming into you under pressure. This is like the aurora borealis light being forced up through your legs, and you need to store it 2 inches below your navel temporarily while your eyes are on the sun. Okay? Bent. If you bend your arms and you bend your legs, that's going to stop the flow of this energy. Some people call it chi, some people call it vril, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The astral light, whatever. Okay? You're going to draw it up to 2 inches below your navel. When you put your eyes on the sun, it's 10 seconds day one. You get a logbook and you write down 10 seconds day one. And what you spoke into the sun, like, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Kindly give me the knowledge of the ages so I might bring forth heaven on earth. And I appreciate you. And you write that down in your book, what you said to the sun. The sun is conscious, make no mistake about it. And the sun is shining down the collective consciousness of the whole, like you're in a fucking black hole and it's on loop. Okay? It's very simple. During week one, you're going to focus on 2 inches below your navel. And you can see this. You're going to focus on that symbol. The X marks the spot. The X's and O's. Keep your eyes on the prize, people. That's where we're going. We're going to get our drink of everlasting life. That's the symbol you focus on 2 inches below your navel. And you try and do this for your first week while you're sun gazing, is drawing up this green energy and storing it 2 inches below your navel. At the same time, while you're staring at the sun, this is 10 seconds day 1, 20 seconds day 2, 30 seconds day 3, 40 seconds day 4. You're working like this up to 44 minutes, and you don't want to go any faster than that because what you're doing is you're slowly charging your hypothalamus. And this is the key. The hypothalamus is what regulates your pineal gland. Look it up. And I'm telling you that you ain't getting nowhere with your pineal gland unless you look at the sun and you speak your intent. And you don't need to do DMT and all that other shit. And I wouldn't worry about fluoride or anything like that. Like my father says, he grew up on city water and they've been doing this to us for so long. And he's all right. I'm all right. Most of us are all right. And what I'm saying to you is that you need to get your mind off the negative shit. Otherwise, that's what you're going to bring into fucking reality. So you don't want to mix these two lights I'm going to explain to you. While your eyes are on the sun for 10 seconds, you're going to fill your crown with golden light. And you're going to store it in your crown. And you're going to project this light out your mouth and out your like, if you're going to do try and do telepathy or telekinesis or anything like that, that's the light you're going to use from your crown through your hypothalamus. And you don't want to mix these two lights. The light that you store in your crown comes out your mouth, comes out your brain, like to do telepathy and shit. And the green astral light is for like healing people through your hands and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is you're going to draw this energy up to 2 inches below your diaphragm, but you're going to project this green energy out through your heart onto the world, like healing people and doing shit, okay? And the golden energy you're going to expel out your mouth, you know, with golden thoughts and golden ideas and like the light bulb going off in your head, this type of stuff. And the green astral light is going to be specifically used for the other stuff that you need that energy to help people or heal people. And you don't want to mix them, because if you mix these two lights, it's said that your ego will take over and you might even kill somebody with the thought. I know this seems, it's not possible, but you don't know anything of truth until somebody steps up to show you. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, is show you some shit. And the reason everything's shit is because it's all coming out of the asshole at the center of the dish. The astral jet it's all the asshole, okay? It's pin the tail on the Don key. Don the Father is in heaven. Okay, your vowels, they had 2 missing vowels that they hid from you, W and Y. It's clearly telling you way out. Okay? There's really no way to screw this up, people. So, what I'm saying is that with the grounding and earthing, you should probably start off by placing a drop of your blood into the earth and asking the Great Spirit to give you guidance. With your bare feet on dry soil for 10 seconds, day 1, you speak your intent directly into the sun. I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. May I have the knowledge of the ages, so I might carry my intent to fruition. This is the type of stuff you say. I appreciate you. I am honored for the opportunity to lead my people home to the everlasting life at the center of the dish. Because that's where we're going, people. You need to help out by getting a t-shirt. I can't do this on my own, people. It's just as simple. You know, every symbol is showing you, okay, everything. You need to get to the center of the dish before you're dead. And you're just going to leave it to me to try and wake everybody up? That's like crazy. We need to get everyone to the everyone enter her eye zone. It's right over there at the center of the dish where every compass points to. So while you're doing your exercises, like 10 seconds day 1, 20 seconds day 2, 30 seconds day 3, you're going to focus on these symbols. Like during the first week, you're going to focus on this first symbol over here. The X marks the spot 2 inches below your navel. Okay? That's like the belly button at the center of the dish. Where you're going to. Keep your eyes on the prize. The second week, while you're doing this, you focus on that second circle, that in your head. Is it full or is it empty? And you're going to find a happy balance. Because as you fill up your golden light and your green light, you're going to need to keep them in 2 different areas. For example, the green astral light you're going to keep low where that X is, down by your navel, and not let it get above your heart. Okay, because you're going to project this energy out onto the world through like healing people, using your hands, doing stuff with energy, like whatever comes to your mind. And the masculine, you see, this is the masculine and feminine symbol. And the masculine, you're going to store your energy, the golden light energy, in your crown. This is what's going to charge your hypothalamus. 10 seconds day 1, 20 seconds day 2, 30 seconds day 3. You need to do this slow. Don't rush this shit. Okay? So these symbols, like I said, week 1, week 2, week 3, and you keep your eye on the prize. And you always speak your intent into the sun. The sun is conscious. I'm explaining this to you, that the sun is a conscious living being. So you see them bend their arms when power on. So, like I say, you fill her up the crown, you fill up. You fill up and you expel this out your heart. And you don't let these two things mix, because your ego will take over and you might use this energy in the wrong way. So, if you're sitting, your legs are bent, and the energy's not going to make it to your navel. Your heart is a drum. It beats like a drum. A drum is something like a container that you hold something in. So the drum is where your heart is. It's green emerald. Look at any chakra chart. Look closely at the center. You'll see the hexagon, like an emerald, a green emerald. That's the drum in your heart where you store this energy and expel it onto the world. So you bend it outwards. It's like an air bender or water bender. It comes up your legs. It's stored 2 inches below your navel. While you're sun gazing, you're filling up your crown also with the golden light, and you're storing the golden light in your crown. If you could visualize liquid gold in your crown, filled up, and you're going about your life with this liquid crown on your head, and your emerald heart filled with this light, when you project it outwardly onto the world, okay, you'll notice things work like in 90 days, 180 days. You notice big changes. So, all right, some other stuff we wanted to go over. I wanted to give a shout out to these two channels that are making videos, Devin Madge and Joseph Newhouse, making lots of videos since they spilled their blood over their intent and published it to the Ethernet, because we're bringing forth heaven on earth. See, I'm going to leave heaven in my wake as I wake people up to the fact that the fountain of youth is right over there at the end of your compass. The everyone enter her eye zone. It's right over there. There's no way to fuck this up. That's what I see, people. Our Medi-Pal is in that hole. It's just that simple. I'm telling you, it's right over there. So, look, every word you speak is a magic spell. Everybody, the satanic this, satanic that. Look, it doesn't matter what religion you are. You worship the cube. You carry around a cube. You have a number attached to you, a name. That's the mark of the beast. It's your name. It's you carry around a driver's license. Is that you pay for electricity? You pay for water on a water world. I mean, it's crazy. It's called a world for a reason, because it's like a disc, a CD. And beneath us is a black hole. And the event horizon is at the center of the dish. The everyone enter her eye zone. X marks the spot. If you want to leave Oz, that's where you're going to go. Right over there. Okay? It's just that simple. We need to get to the interior Terra. It says it right over here. Interior Terra. There's really no way to screw this up. You see what I'm saying? It's really that simple, people. You know, the lion like the sun, and the black sun, the phoenix rises from the ashes. It's the same story. There's really no way to mess it up. So, you're inside of Saturn right now, people. That's the way I see it. You're inside of it right now, and they rub the shit in your face. It's like, you know, I see the light sun, black sun. Everyone entered the hurricane at the center of the dish. You need to get there. You see he's crossing him, the candy cane, the football. I see the dove, which is due Eve, right there at the center. That's what they're showing us, people. It's on everything. There's really no, it's on every symbol. And, you know what I mean? I can't do this by myself. You need to get one of those t-shirts. NASA's a hoax. Busted faking every mission. Every compass points to the fountain of youth. They're only $38, and you need to help out, because I can't do this on my own, people. It's right over there. We need to get there before we're fucking dead. So, you know, if I'm all excited and I'm all crazy sometimes, hey, I love you. We're in this together. I spilled my blood over my intent and published it to the Ethernet. So, you know, until your blood's beside my own, you know, there's no chance you're going to get out of Egypt, because, you know, your resistance is futile. We can do this from the comfort of home. And if it takes me 3 years making videos, waking people up to the fact that the Holy Grail, the Spear of Destiny, the Fountain of Youth is right over there. Every fucking compass points to the center of the dish. The Eve or everyone enter her eye zone. It's right over there. Okay, your Medi-Pal, where you get your drink of everlasting life, or your way out of the Matrix. It's just that simple, people. And, you know, we have to leave heaven in our wake. That's how we're getting into this place. Heaven, Eden, okay?
Everybody has the reptilian core to their brain, and it's written somewhere that we can't go back to the garden until 7 generations. So it looks like we're being called home to me, people, because it's just that simple. You know, you see it. It's rubbed in your face on everything. There's really no way to mess it up. So those t-shirts, I'm going to put a printing on Saturday. It's 14 days from the last. I originally uploaded the video showing you the sample t-shirts. The sample shirt on last Saturday. I told the printer I would go for 14 days, get the sizes and everything, and then it'll take them 7 days to print them off. I mail them all out at the same time. Okay? So I'm going to put the information in the description box, but please help out. How am I going to wake everybody up on my own if you don't help out? How's it going? Thanks for joining me. Somebody asked me to dissect this no force on flat earth, give you a deeper look at what's going on. So remember in the movie Avatar, you had the Tree of Souls at the center of their forest, that special place, the Tree of Souls. And what I'm telling you is that like the Tree of Souls would have been like the astral web that spread out across the flat earth plane, and these giant trees were silica trees, or like you have silicone chips in a computer. And the astral web, sort of like when you see in Ghostbusters, they show you all these ghosts are green. And what I'm telling you is that before these trees were knocked down, there was a living web, an astral web that spread out across the earth. Silicon trees like silicon chips. It was a superhighway of information that has been chopped down. And now what's left is these mountains, which are the roots and the stumps of these giant trees that used to spread out across the earth. At the center of the dish is the Holy of Holies, where the Tree of Life comes shooting out. So let's take a look at something. You go into a church, you kneel down to the feminine, okay? You kneel down to the feminine, and you place holy water on your head, okay? And you go into a church and you do the upside down cross. You go from your head to your chest, left to right, doing this upside down cross, which makes perfect sense that this is Jesus right here, because it says, as above, so below, as within, so without. You see one thumb in, one thumb out, and you see the two snakes right there, one's black, one's white. And what I'm telling you, this is as above, so below, 2 fingers up, 2 fingers down, as within, so without. This is the same story over and over and over again. At the center of the dish is your doorway to heaven, okay? So your stairway to heaven is what, like your Jacob's ladder, that's the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish where every compass points to. So I've been pointing out every compass like this one, you see, is pointing to where Jesus places his light into the hole at the center of the dish. Out from that hole comes the Tree of Life, shooting out, hits the parabolic mirror, and showers down on us. Before all these trees were knocked down, that astral light would have spread out across the earth through these veins or these roots on these silica trees, sort of like silicon chips. And the land beneath us is the land of perpetual twilight. So, like for example, you see these fish over here, and it looks like the division symbol. And what I'm seeing is, like, for example, you're birthed out of your mother's water. Your father places his junk into your mother's trunk, and then 9 months later, you're birthed out of your mother's water onto the dock. And the dock doctors the papers and sends them off to the vital statistics office, and they send back to the hospital a certificate. Because when a ship berths into a port and berths out that all those goods onto a new country's soil, there's a birth certificate that's given to the captain, and that accounts for all that inventory. So that birth certificate that you have shows you that your inventory, it looks just like a warehouse receipt. It has all the numbers on the bonding paper exactly like a birth certificate is exactly like a stock certificate, with the special paper and the numbers and all that stuff. That's because you're stock and you're lost at sea. You know, there's plenty of fish in the sea, right? So what I'm getting at here is that the land of perpetual twilight is beneath us. So we have the sun above our head, which is 32 nautical miles in diameter. It spirals in and spirals out, bringing the seasons.
Okay, the land beneath us has the black sun, which is stationary, and it's 800 nautical miles in diameter, and it's fixed because the astral jet has to come shooting out through that hole, hit the parabolic mirror, and shower down on us. Before, there used to be trees that light would go shooting through, and that was like the living, breathing astral web that spread out across the earth. And now that's all been chopped down, and we're living in a mining colony. Everybody is working for worthless paper backed by their own stupidity, and now their god is time. Their time is money. You will get to school on time, pay your bills on time. Everything will be done on time. You see, you go to a strip club and you make it rain, okay? You make it rain, and it's just crazy, people. So what I'm getting at is that at the center of the dish is where you're going to find the land of milk and honey. It's the land of perpetual twilight. You're going to go into the hole at the center of the dish where every compass points to, okay? And when you pop out the other side, you're going to see all those giant trees and all that shit. It still exists. It's just like the electric universe model. They said that Saturn was the primary sun. It was up in the sky, stationary. It's still exactly like that, but you need to get to the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. And when you go through that hole and you pop out the other side, okay, you're on the division symbol right now, the chessboard, okay? On the other side is the land of perpetual twilight. That's where we're going to find, okay, heaven and the Garden of Eden. Okay, it's right over there at the center of the dish, the Holy of Holies. Every compass points to it. So again, you walk into a church, you kneel down to the feminine, you make an upside down cross, and when you go inside a church, you'll see that there's the stained glass windows showing you that you're focusing all your intent onto the black sun, which is Satan. So the sun above your head is making your flesh, your bones, and your blood. And now that you're here, you want to bring something into reality, that's coming through the black sun. And it's just that simple. They're showing you right over here. Like when you go to marry a woman, you give her a ring, okay? That's not like a Vesica Pisces. That's like, and you put it on your limp finger. Your wedding finger is your limp finger, not like your fuck you finger, okay? It's your limp finger, showing you that you need to go where Jesus places his light into the hole. That's where the fountain of youth is. You see the pin the tail on the dawn key right there? X marks the spot. There's no way to mess this up. You know, you spin somebody around like you're in the world, like a whirlwind spinning around. That's why you spin someone around. And you blindfold them. Okay, that's sort of like on your birthday. You close your eyes and make a wish, blow out the candle, and focus all your intent onto the black sun. You go into a church, and you see stained glass windows. That's because they're blocking out the sun above your head and focusing your intent onto the black sun. Okay, the black sun, you're a black hole. Your eyes are sucking in light like a black hole. Your ears are sucking in sound like a black hole. Your taste buds and your everything in your body, you're a black hole, is what you can't see. And you're on the checkerboard right now, the chessboard. There's the hole at the center of the dish called the Holy of Holies. X marks the spot. There's no way to mess it up. And it's the two bowls, as in the Bible, as in two bowls, okay, which is one side of a light hole is a black hole. So it's one sun, okay, it's one coin with two sides. If you open up a Black's Law Dictionary, 1936 edition, and you look up the definition of a human being, you will see that it's a monster with no inheritable blood, cannot be heir to any land unless through marriage. And to get married, you need a marriage license, a certificate, showing you that you're owned, just like a birth certificate. And your children are stock owned by the government. And you are marked down as lost at sea. Your country set up a corporation in your name, and if you look up the definition of a corporation, it's dead corpse. So you would be the walking dead, literally. So what I'm seeing here is the center of the dish, where every compass points to, is the Holy of Holies. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. Now, let's go back over here to the checkerboard. This would be Adam, the chessboard. And a rib was broken off of Adam and placed up in the sky to make Eve. and that would be the moon, which is sending down a square wave at you, keeping your brain half shut off, where half of your brain is shut off and you can't see what's hiding in plain sight. When I see this, I see one side of a light hole is a black hole, the two bulls like the Bible, okay? The pair of ox. What I see over here is where every monster needs to get to before they're dead, at the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. It's very simple. Okay, so that all-seeing eye that they want you to believe is above your head is actually the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish, where every single compass is pointing to. It's literally right over there. Okay, see how he's pointing? It's literally right over there. See the candy cane right over there? Okay, they're telling you. Okay, what I see is the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. Every compass points to it. It's the tree of life shooting out at the center of the dish. So before all these trees were knocked down, there would have been the astral web, which spread out across the earth. And it's just that simple. Right now, you are in the land of the wasteland. Okay, you're in the mad den. You're here to mine gold. You work for worthless paper backed by your own stupidity, and that's your God right there. Yes, you will get your children to school on time. You will pay your bills on time, your taxes on time. That's your God now, and it's worthless paper backed by our own stupidity. Every compass is pointing to the land of milk and honey. It's right over there, people. You see this? Jesus places his light into the hole, and out from that hole comes the green astral light, and that is God, the astral jet. It's very simple. There's no way to mess this up. As you see over here, they're pointing to the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. I see an arrow pointing to the Holy of Holies. I see the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. It's just that simple. When you go in that hole and you pop out the other side, you'll see those gigantic trees that go on forever. The astral web. They tell you the tree of souls. And just like in, you'll see the green ghost in Ghostbusters. Okay, it's the green astral light that's shooting out, and that would have gone through the tree of life and spread out all through the astral web. So I recommend you type in your computer, proof plants are conscious. I'm telling you that the plants are conscious, and before you bite into a plant, you need to project that in gratitude. And I'm telling you that water is conscious. You can see Dr. Amamoto will show you that water is programmable. You hold up a glass of water in your hands and you say to it, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. I intend to worship all and exclude none. Give me the knowledge of the ages so I might bring forth heaven on earth. And then drink it. And you'll see that your water, you're a bag of mostly water. But let me go deeper into this so you understand what's going on. Okay, right now, you're in the land of hell. Okay, it's 75% water, they say, and 25% land. But the land beneath us is 75% land and 25% water. And the sun beneath us is 800 nautical miles in diameter, and it's stationary and fixed. And Jesus is the sun above your head. One side of a light hole is a black hole, so it's the same sun on loop. That's what I see when I see the thing. Is I don't see the, of course, yes, people think it's the sun and the moon, but I see one side of a light hole is a black hole, and it's on loop. This would be like the Jesus-Lucy loop. Okay? Now, of course, Jesus could be like the feminine also, like the, like the menstrual blood spills out. So, like the candy cane is showing you. So it's the reason it's it's both sexes, as above, so below, as within, so without. And see the two snakes, one's black, one's white. Okay? They're showing you one side of a light hole is a black hole. See the waters like the scales? Okay? See the star in the head? And then the two horns, that's like the sun and the moon, which make up the horns. Both of them place their light into the hole at the center of the dish. So when you see Jesus is the way, they're telling you to follow Jesus' light into the hole at the center of the dish, and that's where you will get your everlasting life. It's just that simple. So the Garden of Eden, it's right over there. Every compass points to. So when you see the Garden of Eden, these giant trees that spread out across the underworld, which is actually the overworld, we're in the underworld right now. We're in the wasteland right now. We're in the mining colony right now. And it's just that simple. So the silica trees make perfect sense. The astral web would spread out across the earth, and like silicon chips, okay, silicon trees, they've been chopped down, and your divinity has been stolen from you. What I'm telling you is at the center of the dish. X marks the spot. Every compass points to it. There's really no way to mess this up. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter what religion you think you are, what language you speak. Everybody worships the sun, and they've stopped worshiping the sun, which is a conscious living being, and now you worship a dead man that you think died on a cross. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, it's still the sun, and you think it's not the sun, you think it's something different. And what I'm telling you is, when I see this, I see the Yellow Brick Road. I see what every compass points to. I see that it's right over there. It's just that simple. When I see this, the grammaton, tetragrammaton, see the hole at the center of the dish? I see it. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. It's very simple. There's no way to mess this up. And I see over here, see how one's black, one's white? As above, so below. As within, so without. See the candy cane or the question mark? If you take a candy cane and you try and figure it into a figure 8, you'll end up with a question mark. If you take a question mark and try and figure it into figure 8, you'll end up with the candy cane. And you see that? That's like the rays of the sun coming off there. And see how they come to an X at the center right there, and the arrow pointing down? That's the feminine. Alright? So, when I see the stripper pole, I see like Eve, like the moon, spinning around, and then the man sprinkling the money down, which is like making it rain, the green astral light, making it rain. So, let's just keep this simple. At the center of the dish, where the tree of life comes shooting out, hits the parabolic mirror and showers down on us. So when your body falls off of you, you'll have your astral body underneath. And things used to be much different, as you can see. All these trees have been chopped down. And I'm telling you, the land beneath us is where we need to get to before we're dead. That's where we're going to find heaven. The Garden of Eden. See that? At the center of the dish, you see that? It looks like the heavenly buildings in there. The castle of God. It's right there at the center of the dish. There's no way to mess this up. And I'm telling you right now that since your country set up a corporation in your name, you are the walking dead. And what you want to do is you want to prove that you're still alive, that you're a living being, because dead beings don't have any blood to spill. What you'll want to do is go over to your computer, type in blood over intent, and hit enter, and scroll down. You'll see, here's a video, right over here, okay? See that? It's 38 minutes long. It's on Jada Jackson channel. I explain all this stuff in great detail. I recommend you go see that. Now you see this stuff over here, satanic ritual. Let me be very clear. Satan would be the black sun. Jesus would be the sun above your head that's making your flesh, your bones, and your blood. And now that you're here, you want to bring something into reality. That's coming through the black sun. And you're calling it Satan and all these horrible names and calling it evil. And that's because you're mentally retarded and you can't see anything. So I recommend what you do is you prove that you're a living being by writing out on a piece of paper, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth, spilling your blood on it, and then publishing your video right beside the rest of ours. Okay? Only zombies don't have any blood to spill. So you should talk to these people. Like, ask him, how do you feel after spilling your blood over there a week ago? And you can see he's making videos because he can see stuff now because he's not a zombie anymore. And what I'm telling you is that these videos go on and on and on and on and on. When a couple of million of us are side by side, blood is thicker than water, we're going to make it to the Holy of Holies, where we get our everlasting life and our way out of here. It's just that simple. Every compass points to it. So if you ask me, what's the address, how to get to the Holy of Holies, look at any freaking compass. There it is right over there. Every compass points to it. Okay? When a couple of million of us are side by side, we're going to be strong enough of us will be, that's power, people. When a couple of million of us, blood is thicker than water, that's power to get to the center of the dish where every compass points to. So I recommend you contact these people and ask them, what is it? How do you feel after spilling your blood over your intent? And talk to these people, okay? There's hundreds upon hundreds of us here, stacked side by side. Blood is thicker than water in the womb of creation. And that's what moves the matrix. So You know, you get baptized in water, and the water is the feminine. You're birthed out of your mother's water onto the dock. And the feminine is pointing to the way out. At the Holy of Holies, at the center of the dish, that's where you need to get to, the tree of life. Okay? And that's where you're going to find the kingdom of God. It's just that simple. The Garden of Eden, it's right over there. Every compass points to it. But I can tell you this, if you think that creative force is going to let you into heaven, everybody knows only the devil hides his intent. So until you spill your blood and place it right beside the rest of ours, you're just a walking dead. You're a fucking zombie. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. Picking up where we left off in that previous video, There Are No Forests on Flat Earth Part 2, the giant organism. I was explaining how the sun places this light into the hole, and out from the hole comes the astral jet. Before this giant tree was cut down with all the other trees, there was veins where this light would shoot out and glow all the way across the earth like you saw in the movie Avatar. They rub this shit in our face, people. Now I'm explaining to you that the sun itself is conscious, and one side of it is a black hole. There's a hole at the center of the dish, so the whole thing works. You cannot bottle energy up. It needs to be able to flow. And we would be inside of Pandora's box right now. And you can see the sun goes round and round and round, moving inward and out, bringing the seasons. Okay, the Holy of Holies is at the center of the dish, and every single compass is pointing to it. The symbols are rubbed in your face over and over and over. There's no way to mess this up. That heaven is right over there at the center of the dish. What we want to do is enter that hole, and when we pop out the other side, we will be in the land of perpetual twilight. It's just that simple. There's no way to mess it up. You were birthed into this world, and you will be birthed out of this world also. Now listen, every word you speak is a magic spell. You learn spelling or spellcasting in school. Yes, you are a witch. Okay, symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your biomorphic field is flowing through. And that's every letter, every word, every action, everything that you do is a magic spell. It's an act. And what gave me eyes to see all this stuff, people, is that I started looking into the sun and speaking my intent. And then the sun programmed me or something, and next thing I know, I'm spilling my blood over my intent and publishing it to the Ethernet. And then here, before 700 days after that, I was pointing to the Holy of Holies and leading my people home. And now it's just a matter of time, people. I'm going to get t-shirts and flyers and all this stuff made up, and I'm going to start waking motherfuckers up, because we need to get here before we're dead. Did you hear what I said? Okay, you need to get there before you're dead. It's just that simple. I recommend you start putting your bare feet on soil, or get yourself a grounding earthing mat or make one. And you need to connect with the earth specifically. Okay, your divinity was stolen from you. Okay, and if you want to get it back, you're going to get it back through looking at the sun, spilling your intent, publishing it into spilling your blood over your intent, and publishing it to the Ethernet. This is what's going to restore your high man. Something that you lost when you lost your virginity. Okay, you know they only sacrifice virgins for a reason, because their blood is pure. When you lose your virginity, you lose your divinity. It's just that simple. Through sex, you become hexed. And what I'm explaining to you is that blood over intent restored my high man and gave me the ability to see stuff from a different perspective, because I'm seeing it from the eyes of my high man. And I can see stuff and explain it to other people, and I'm telling you that you need to be able to do this stuff also. Okay? We need to get to this Holy of Holies before we're dead. And once you're there, if you think they're going to let you in that hole, only the devil hides his intent. Everybody knows that, people. Everybody knows that. And you think this is all an accident? You're mistaken. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. Everything is happening for a reason. Okay? What I see here is I see the Holy Grail. I see Jesus. I see the moon is poisoning the well. that there is not supposed to be any Eve. It was like one side of a light hole is a black hole on loop through the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. There's two sides, the upper and lower world, or when you go through the hole, you pop out the other side, and it's the land of perpetual twilight. It's just that simple. The trees go on forever. And it's just like that, people. And I know it's just like that because I place my feet on dry soil, and I speak my intent into the sun, and I'm telling you the sun is conscious. I'm telling you that you need to spill your blood over your intent and publish it to the Ethernet, because this is your birthright, people, to have heaven on earth, not have to go through all the shit that we're going through because of a bunch of greedy fucking bankers. This is crazy that we are all going through this, okay, because everybody lost their fucking divinity. I found my divinity, and I found the way home. And I'm telling you, you need to spill your blood over your intent and publish that video right beside the rest of ours under blood over intent. You think this is a joke, and you think this is funny, and you think, no, you're mistaken, people. This is everlasting life. Every fucking compass points to it. It's right over there. Okay? And every day you wait makes no fucking sense. You're here to bring forth heaven and earth, and if you're not, then you're here to mine gold. Like I remind people often, silly human slaves here to mine gold. Okay? Not me. I'm here to bring forth heaven on earth. And I remind people often. Okay? Because that's what writes it into the matrix. Okay? You need to start understanding that you are this powerful being, and your blood, like they store it in a blood bank, that's because your blood is owned by God. And when you write out on a piece of paper something and you spill your blood on it and publish it to the Ethernet, okay, that gets programmed into the matrix. Before the internet, I would have simply wrote out my intent onto a piece of paper and published it to any newspaper of the day for 30 days, and I would have went from not being able to see to being able to see. The key thing here is publishing it so that it gets into the ether. You must publish it. Before there was a newspaper, I would have simply nailed my intent, okay, to a tree by the watering hole, and that would have put it into the ether. But times have changed, and now we're in the future. We have an Ethernet, and now we have a way to get control of the matrix with our blood. Your blood is very magical, people. The sooner you figure this out, the better off you're going to be. Okay? Your blood is the most powerful substance in the universe. You need to write your intent. I intend to usher in heaven on earth. You need to place your blood over it and publish video proof of it right beside the rest of ours, titled Blood Over Intent on YouTube. So go to your YouTube search, hit Blood Over Intent, and look at all of us spilling our blood over our intent. God owns our blood. That's the most powerful substance in the universe. You think this is an accident, people? We're reprogramming the matrix with our blood. This is real. This is powerful stuff. Look up the properties and what makes it so special about blood. Okay? You'll see it. Eventually, put your bare feet on dry soil. Speak your intent to the sun. This is a key thing you need to do, people. You need to familiarize yourself with reality. And that ain't going to happen until you do these types of things. Until then, it's like you never left Egypt. You need to get to this holy hole before we're dead. And I'm going to scream this out from the top of my lungs over and over and over and over. It's ever fucking lasting life. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. I'm explaining to you that you need to get to the center of the dish where every compass points to before you're dead. You need to get to the fountain of youth before you're dead. It's very clear, people. The Holy Grail is at the center of the dish. Every compass points to it. Now, if you look up the south-pointing chariot or the south-seeking chariot, you'll see the Chinese are the ones who invented the compass, and it's the south pole at the center of the dish. It's very clear. That's where the tree of life is shooting out. Now, I need to start making some flyers and passing them out and make some t-shirts and stuff like that. And if you want to get involved and help out with this, I'll send you flyers. I'll send you t-shirts. We need to start working together. So I'm going to need some people to help me out here because we need to do this like a lot. I don't want to be printing off 100 flyers. We need to be printing off 100,000 flyers that pointing to the truth that the earth is flat and that the fountain of youth is at the center of the dish. And what I'm saying to you is that I would want you guys to help me out and get involved. So email me directly. You'll find my email in the description box. It's superlumitv@gmail.com. And we need to stick together, and we need to start working together on this, because we need to get here before we're dead, people. That's where the tree of life is. At the center of the dish, every compass points to it. Okay, somebody asked what was the name of the book. It's Signs and Symbols. Okay, you see that right there? Signs and Symbols. There's the tree of life at the center of the dish. That's where we need to get to before we're dead, people. And the only way this is going to happen is if we all start working together. So we need to start making flyers and whatnot, and t-shirts. And I don't trust nobody. It's like everybody's fucking retarded. But if you're not retarded and you want to get to the center of the dish before you're dead, then you need to start working with me on this. Okay, I'm real. Type into your computer blood over intent and hit enter. You'll see me and a bunch of people have spilled our blood over our intent to be bringing forth heaven on earth. And you need to be working with people like us who have heart. So contact me directly. superlumitv@gmail.com. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. So the Holy Grail, the Holy Spear, the Spear of Destiny, will only make sense to you once you understand that the earth is flat, that the sun above your head is Jesus, and the Spear of Destiny is your compass needle, which points to the Holy Grail, which is at the center of the flat earth plane. There's really no way to fuck this up. So Mount Meru, where there was a tree that was chopped down, because if you look up, you'll find that all those mountains out there are the stumps of silica trees that reached all the way up to the clouds and above the clouds. Without this basic knowledge, you can't figure this stuff out. And people want to know, how in the world did I get the Spear of Destiny? It was simple. What I did is I wrote out on a piece of paper, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. My son did it. We spilled our blood over our intent. And Mom, my wife, uploaded the video to the Ethernet. 360 days after that, I gained the eyes to see. And it's just that simple. Now, where did I get the idea to spill our blood over our intent and publish it to the Ethernet? That came to me 2 weeks into sun gazing, where I was staring at the sun with my bare feet on dry soil, looking into the sun and speaking my intent that I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. And 2 weeks after starting sun gazing, I woke up with the burning need to write out my intent on paper, spill my blood on it, and publish it to the Ethernet. And it's just that simple, people. When you spill your blood over your written intent to be bringing forth heaven on earth, this is what you call selfless, because it's as on earth as it is in heaven. That's the original intent that I attach my intent to. So I'm explaining to you that any compass that you pick up, that needle is pointing to the Holy Grail. There is no way to mess it up. And I'm explaining to you that when 144,000 living beings place their blood beside my own on YouTube into the Ethernet, that we will change the entire earth plane just like that. We will all make it to this Holy Grail, and we will get our eternal life. Now you say something, it came in the mail. And you see a mailbox that's got one thing. If you've got outgoing mail, you put up the phallus. And it's got the hole, the door that you open up. A mail has one hole and a phallus. So what they're telling you, like when you go through the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish and you pop out the other side and you see somebody, they're going to say, hey, it came in the mail through the mail hole, the Holy of Holies. Okay? Now, if you look up Saturn is the feminine, it's true. They flipped everything on us. The black hole sun is the feminine. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. Jesus, the sun, places his light into the hole at the center of the dish. And out from that hole comes the green astral light, which is your spear of destiny, your tree of life, your holy lance. Okay? There is no way to mess this up. Jesus is the sun, and the sun is conscious. And every day you wait before you spill your blood over your intent to be bringing forth heaven on earth doesn't make any sense at all, because you're either here to mine gold and work for worthless paper backed by your own stupidity, or you're here to bring forth heaven on earth. There is no in-between, people. It's up to you.
to write out on paper, on video, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Listen, people, it's as on earth as it is in heaven. Everybody knows that. And all I did is attach my intent to that original intent. That's all I did. And I was taken away by the universe. And by looking into the sun is the collective consciousness of the whole. Like you're in a black hole and it's on loop. That's where we get the figure 8. So the land of perpetual twilight. You go through the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. When you pop out the other side, you're in the land of perpetual twilight. Anyone who gazes on the green astral light and drinks from the water gets eternal life. I'm informing you, not at all asking you. And I know it's hard for you to believe since you think you're an accident floating on a ball through space. And that's your problem. You think you're a fucking accident. I know why I'm here. And I plan to carry out my mission flawlessly. And we're going to get everybody to the Holy Grail before they're dead. If you want to get there before you're dead, you simply want to write out, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Spill your blood on it, and publish your video right beside my own titled Blood Over Intent, tag it Blood Over Intent, and description Blood Over Intent. You need to be blood thicker than water to get out of here, people.
How's it going? Thanks for joining me. Picking up where we left off in that previous video, There Are No Forests on Flat Earth Part 2, the giant organism. I was explaining how the sun places this light into the hole, and out from the hole comes the astral jet. Before this giant tree was cut down with all the other trees, there was veins where this light would shoot out and glow all the way across the earth like you saw in the movie Avatar. They rub this shit in our face, people. Now I'm explaining to you that the sun itself is conscious, and one side of it is a black hole. There's a hole at the center of the dish, so the whole thing works. You cannot bottle energy up. It needs to be able to flow. And we would be inside of Pandora's box right now. And you can see the sun goes round and round and round, moving inward and out, bringing the seasons. Okay, the Holy of Holies is at the center of the dish, and every single compass is pointing to it. The symbols are rubbed in your face over and over and over. There's no way to mess this up. That heaven is right over there at the center of the dish. What we want to do is enter that hole, and when we pop out the other side, we will be in the land of perpetual twilight. It's just that simple. There's no way to mess it up. You were birthed into this world, and you will be birthed out of this world also. Now listen, every word you speak is a magic spell. You learn spelling or spellcasting in school. Yes, you are a witch. Okay, symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your biomorphic field is flowing through. And that's every letter, every word, every action, everything that you do is a magic spell. It's an act. And what gave me eyes to see all this stuff, people, is that I started looking into the sun and speaking my intent. And then the sun programmed me or something, and next thing I know, I'm spilling my blood over my intent and publishing it to the Ethernet. And then here, before 700 days after that, I was pointing to the Holy of Holies and leading my people home. And now it's just a matter of time, people. I'm going to get t-shirts and flyers and all this stuff made up, and I'm going to start waking motherfuckers up, because we need to get here before we're dead. Did you hear what I said? Okay, you need to get there before you're dead. It's just that simple. I recommend you start putting your bare feet on soil, or get yourself a grounding earthing mat or make one. And you need to connect with the earth specifically. Okay, your divinity was stolen from you. Okay, and if you want to get it back, you're going to get it back through looking at the sun, spilling your intent, publishing it into spilling your blood over your intent, and publishing it to the Ethernet. This is what's going to restore your high man. Something that you lost when you lost your virginity. Okay, you know they only sacrifice virgins for a reason, because their blood is pure. When you lose your virginity, you lose your divinity. It's just that simple. Through sex, you become hexed. And what I'm explaining to you is that blood over intent restored my hymen and gave me the ability to see stuff from a different perspective because I'm seeing it from the eyes of my hymen. And I can see stuff and explain it to other people. And I'm telling you that you need to be able to do this stuff also. Okay? We need to get to this Holy of Holies before we're dead. And once you're there, if you think they're going to let you in that hole, only the devil hides his intent. Everybody knows that, people. Everybody knows that. And you think this is all an accident? You're mistaken. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. Everything is happening for a reason. Okay? What I see here is I see the Holy Grail. I see Jesus. I see the moon is poisoning the well. That there is not supposed to be any Eve. It was like one side of a light hole is a black hole on loop through the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. There's two sides, the upper and lower world, or when you go through the hole, you pop out the other side, and it's the land of perpetual twilight. It's just that simple. The trees go on forever. And it's just like that, people. And I know it's just like that because I place my feet on dry soil and I speak my intent into the sun, and I'm telling you the sun is conscious. I'm telling you that you need to spill your blood over your intent and publish it to the Ethernet because this is your birthright, people, to have heaven on earth, not have to go through all the shit that we're going through because of a bunch of greedy fucking bankers. This is crazy that we are all going through this, okay, because everybody lost their fucking divinity. I found my divinity and I found the way home. And I'm telling you, you need to spill your blood over your intent and publish that video right beside the rest of ours under blood over intent. You think this is a joke and you think this is funny and you think, no, you're mistaken, people. This is everlasting life. Every fucking compass points to it. It's right over there. Okay? And every day you wait makes no fucking sense. You're here to bring forth heaven and earth. And if you're not, then you're here to mine gold. Like I remind people often. Silly human slaves here to mine gold. Okay? Not me. I'm here to bring forth heaven on earth. And I remind people often. Okay? Because that's what writes it into the matrix. Okay? You need to start understanding that you are this powerful being and your blood, like they store it in a blood bank, that's because your blood is owned by God. And when you write out on a piece of paper something and you spill your blood on it and publish it to the Ethernet, okay, that gets programmed into the matrix. Before the internet, I would have simply wrote out my intent onto a piece of paper and published it to any newspaper of the day for 30 days, and I would have went from not being able to see to being able to see. The key thing here is publishing it so that it gets into the ether. You must publish it. Before there was a newspaper, I would have simply nailed my intent, okay, to a tree by the watering hole, and that would have put it into the ether. But times have changed. And now we're in the future. We have an Ethernet. And now we have a way to get control of the matrix with our blood. Your blood is very magical, people. The sooner you figure this out, the better off you're going to be. Okay? Your blood is the most powerful substance in the universe. You need to write your intent. I intend to usher in heaven on earth. You need to place your blood over it and publish video proof of it right beside the rest of ours, titled Blood Over Intent on YouTube. So go to your YouTube search, hit Blood Over Intent, and look at all of us spilling our blood over our intent. God owns our blood. That's the most powerful substance in the universe. You think this is an accident, people? We're reprogramming the matrix with our blood. This is real. This is powerful stuff. Look up the properties and what makes it so special about blood. Okay? You'll see it. Eventually, put your bare feet on dry soil. Speak your intent to the sun. This is a key thing you need to do, people. You need to familiarize yourself with reality. And that ain't going to happen until you do these types of things. Until then, it's like you never left Egypt. You need to get to this holy hole before we're dead. And I'm going to scream this out from the top of my lungs over and over and over and over. It's ever fucking lasting life. Take a look. Type in your computer. Drinking menstrual blood. One of the most important rituals was preparing a drink of immortality, made from menstrual blood, which is full of healing stem cells, which can actually activate our cellular capacity to regenerate and transport us to indoctrined states of rapture, or in a spiritual sense, open us to the frequency of love and eternal life. transporting us to another dimension called heaven, paradise, nirvana, etc. Now, what you're going to see is the flat earth stuff. They're talking about the center of the earth. All right. Hold on. The Holy Grail, in its true original essence, is the womb. All right. Hold on. You can find this just by. Now it says over here, this knowledge has been almost lost over the last 1,000 years, as it has been fragmented, scattered, and deliberately destroyed. So every month, the woman goddess who has her period. All right, take a look. Earlier this year, Fountain of Life met with the top international research scientist working with menstrual blood stem cells. His research indicated that they had the capacity to work miracles. He described how the first time he used menstrual blood stem cells, he felt like he had been reborn. An unfit man in his late 50s, he'd had to run around the block because he had so much energy. And another guy's 60 years old, his hair went from gray to black in just a matter of months. All right. It says here, women are giving away their power to patriarchal ideologies, taking drugs, using all kinds of stuff to... this is supposed to be a blessing. Or, I heard when the Pope blesses people, they die. So, this is supposed to be a good thing. All right? And it says here, it's time we reclaimed our feminine power, honoring the sacred regenerative properties of the flowering of our wombs. All right, so hold on, we're going to get to the flat earth stuff. Just give me a second. All right. In Hindu theory, as the Great Mother creates, her substances become thickened and form a curd or clot. This is the way she gave birth to the cosmos. And women employ the same method on a smaller scale. So, on a smaller scale and a larger scale, what I'm seeing here is like here. In the Quran creation story, it says that Allah made man out of the flowing blood. But in pre-Islamic Arabia, Allah was the goddess of creation. Allat, Great Mother, manifested herself as the spirit of creation, Kali Maya. She invited the gods to bathe in her bloody flow of her womb and to drink of it. And the gods in Holy Communion drank of the fountain of life and rose to heaven. I'm explaining to you that where every compass points to at the center of the dish is the earth's holy grail. This is the chalice of my blood as spoken in the Christian Eucharist, refers in origin to the menstrual blood of the Great Mother, not Christ. Norse god Thor reached the magic land of enlightenment and eternal life by bathing in a river filled with the menstrual blood of a giantess. A giantess, that is the primal matriarchs, the powerful ones. Odin acquired supremacy by stealing and drinking the wise blood. See that? From a triple cauldron in the womb of Mother Earth. The same triple goddess, known as Kali Maya in Southeast Asia. Where every compass points to right now, that needle on your compass is the Spear of Destiny. I know it to be true because I was stabbed by the Spear of Destiny and now I'm being pulled to where that compass is pointing to. It's like a whole life is taken up inside of me, that like the Mother Goddess set up shop inside of me and saying, you know what? We're going to lead our people home to everlasting life at the center of the dish. And it's like I'm being pulled away to heaven on earth. And it's like, it's real, people. Your blood is very magical. All right, you want to write on a piece of paper, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Drop a drop of your, however many blood in there, much blood in there that makes you happy, and you publish that video right beside the rest of ours, titled Blood Over Intent, description Blood Over Intent, and tag it Blood Over Intent. And then when we have 144,000 of us side by side, blood is thicker than water, you will see a wave shoot out across the flat earth plane, and everybody will somehow just wake up. It's because we're all linked through our blood Just like when I publish my blood over intent to the Ethernet, somehow the other people in my family have woken up. That would never, they're like your family. They don't want to hear the truth, but somehow they've woken up because my blood has affected them, and just like your blood will affect the other people. And as more and more of us come together like this, it's a greater and greater, strength and power that ends up waking up other people, because we're all connected through our blood. So the same elixir of mortality received the name of Armida in Persia. Sometimes it was called the milk of the mother goddess. All right, the milk of the mother goddess. That is at the center of the dish where every compass points to. Catholic kings became gods by drinking the red mead dispensed by the fairy queen Mob. In any case, what I'm telling you is that it's all telling us here. Drinking the menstrual blood. There's no way to mess this up. We need to get to the center of the dish before we're dead and drink from the living waters. Now, if you have no blood to spill, you're already dead. If you can't write on a piece of paper, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth, spill your blood on it, and publish it to the Ethernet, you must be dead inside of you. Because if you're not here for the benefit of all, then you're a worthless piece of shit. This river wound 7 times through the earth's interior and emerged at a Ionic shrine near the city of Clitor, Greek for clitorius, sacred to the Great Mother. Styx is like 2 chopsticks, or like Hitler had base 211. It's a number 1 is a pee-pee, number 2 is shit. So we're talking about the Holy of Holies, which they've turned this womb into an asshole. That's what these fuckers have done. Okay? It says here, associated female embodiment with red, and the male counterpart of consciousness with white. So the moral of the story is, you go to your computer, you type in drinking menstrual blood. It's the manna of the gods. That's what they're telling you right over here. But also at the very center of the earth, where every compass points to, there's Earth Goddess with her fountain of youth. Every compass points to it. It's your birthright to get there before you're dead. And I'm going to scream this out from the top of my lungs until we get there. This is what I was born to do. And if you're here watching this, then this is what you were born to do also. Male or female, we have to come together and bring forth heaven on earth, people. We can do this. It's literally, okay, look at these. All these other guys are doing it, and they're so much energy, and their hair is going from gray to black. I mean, this is crazy. And it works on women, too. It was stolen from you, women. And I'm telling you, go look at YouTube. You see girls sucking their tampons and stuff like that in videos on YouTube. I'm not telling you to do anything like that. I'm just telling you to go research the goddess. Okay? The goddess is the key. And you don't have to like it, people, but they flipped everything on you. And now everybody's in reverse and confused. I recommend you get to my channel and catch up on reality. I love you, people. We're in this shit together. We need to stick together for our survival. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. So here on this video that I just published a second ago, you see the comment that a group of us did our decrees and declarations, consent denied, notice to the corporation back in 2012. We are free. Proof is in the doing. What I'm telling you is look around you. Everybody that you know is fucking retarded and a slave. You still pay for gas, you still pay for food, you still pay for your air, you still pay for your electricity, you pay for water. You're a slave through and through. And your children are going to be slaves through and through until 144,000 of us are side-by-side, blood is thicker than water. And yes, plants are conscious. You want to project gratitude at those plants. They're green and living, and science has proven that they're screaming every time you're chopping them and chewing them. It's that when you project gratitude at your food, that's when it stops screaming. Okay, everything around you is conscious, and everybody you know is literally retarded. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. I often say in my videos there's no way to fuck it up. And that's correct, because the candy cane is showing you that Jesus the Son is putting his light downward into a hole. It's bending it into a hole. This is very, very simple. There's really no way to screw it up. You see X marks the spot at the center of the dish. If you ask an Indian who's the Father, he's going to point at the Son and tell you it's the Son above your head. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the green astral jet shooting out of the hole at the center of the dish. Okay? I remember seeing people wear charms like this, pointing down. Everything is pointing to this way out. You set up your wreath, showing you the doorway out, and the only other time you see a wreath is at a funeral. They're telling you need to get to this holy hole before you're dead. And I'll tell you, listen, this is really on everything. It doesn't matter what I look at. Look at this. They put the cross. It's like they're always pointing in all these different symbols I'm going to go through right now. You're going to see. Hold on. All right. They're showing you where you need to get into. It's like the dome. Okay. We're under the dome. We need to go into the holy hole at the center of the dish. So now when you look at this cross now, again, upside down, they're pointing to where we need to go. So I know a lot of you guys don't want to let go of NASA and stuff and all this stuff, but look, somebody was throwing this away, and I said, hey, can I just grab that real quick? Because of the cube. You see the cube there? They show you the cube at the North Pole of Saturn. And what's kind of neat is that, you know, I'm going to show you in a second, hold on, that people can't see what's hiding in plain sight. You know, you see the pentagrams and everything, and when you turn it upside down, it's pointing to where you need to go, the center of the dish, where every compass points to. The most important thing that you can do is keep your eyes on the prize, and it's not what you believe. What do you intend to do about this? You're going to sit around, just burn out, and you're just going to get old and die. That's not that's not why you're supposed to be here, people. You're here, and you're supposed to be drinking from the living waters and not having to go through this. You're supposed to be a super being, an interdimensional being. This was all stolen from you. All right? There's a book of life with 144,000 names in it. What I'm explaining to you is that above the waters, there's 144,000 pods with 144,000 living beings that need to get back to those bodies before they die. The rest of the people in here are already dead, and they've been uploaded into a computer, their consciousness, and they can't get out. There's no body to go back to. Okay, so the book of life has 144,000 names. Okay, and what I see, those are the names of the people who spilled their blood over their intent to bring forth heaven on earth. So it's not that we need 100, I'm sorry, I've been saying 2 million blood over intent videos will get us to this holy hole. I'm telling you it's actually 144,000. Those are the people who have their names written in the book of life. And I'm telling you, if you withdraw your video from, like all of us have our videos stacked side by side, blood is thicker than water. Let's say you're like, oh, you're satanic, you're Satan, you're the Antichrist, you're the Prince of Darkness, I'm withdrawing my video. You're going to be stricken from the book of life and you'll go blind shortly after. Go look at Roger Hogstaff. He published a video, Quasi-Luminous to Satan. Go look how whack job that guy is now, since he withdrew his video. I'm just telling you what I see, people. You don't have to like it. What you want to do is this. You want to write out on a piece of paper, specifically this. I intend to usher in heaven and earth, or I intend to bring forth heaven and earth, and drop a couple of drops of your blood on it. And then take that video and just publish it right beside the rest of ours in their blood over intent. I'm telling you that, you know, people ask me, how do you see all this stuff? Blah, 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 blah. It's because I'm getting everything I need to carry my intent to fruition. The spear of destiny stuck itself in me. And now all I can see is getting home, okay, to the Holy Grail, where every compass points to. It's right over there. I see it on everything. And, you know, you hear like Lilith. Somebody asked me to talk about Lilith. Lilith is the goddess of 1,000 names. Saturn is the god of 1,000 names. One side of a light hole is a black hole. It's very simple. We're all talking about the same thing. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. This is, they tell you, is one being. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole, and then there's the green astral jet coming out of the center of the dish. X marks this spot. It's right there at the center of our plane, and there's really no way to mess it up. You know, you can play stupid all you want. But, so Lilith, you know, and listen, Eve, the moon, a rib of the earth, placed up in the sky, it's sending down a square wave. Eve is conscious. The moon is conscious. Make no mistake about it. You want to see it for your fucking self? Hang a mirror from a string in such a way that a full moon light will bounce off the mirror and into a bowl of water. Okay, when you have the reflection perfectly that you can see in the water from the off the mirror into the water, you look at the moon and project a question at it. And then go back to and then look at the bowl of water and you'll see Eve. We'll make a whole bunch of pictures for you inside that water. I made videos on this before. Alright, so listen, people keep talking about CERN. CERN is of no concern. It's a fucking money pit, people. There's really no way to screw this up. The sun is a sun disk. You know, you go church, you take communion, he holds it up. When I stare at the sun, what do I see? I see a disk. I see a sun disk. So it's shining out. It's a hole. You're inside. The sun is the collective consciousness of the whole, like you're in a black hole. So when I stare at the sun and I say, give me the knowledge of the ages, I'm telling you that the sun is the recording device that's recording everything onto the CD that you live. It's a CD because it's round. It's a cross-dresser. It has one hole at the center. Okay? It's very simple. There's literally no way to screw it up. Now, I looked at this picture over here for a little bit, and it started to make sense to me. When you graduate from school, you're frozen in your pole. So they're showing you ice all the way around the flat earth plane. It's very, very simple. It has to be ice all the way around because it's super conductive. You're inside of a computer simulation right now. If you ever do get to the wall, you see the monolith, and if you jump over the wall, it's the Mobius strip. Okay, this has already been exposed, people. And so here, this planetary report, you know, they're pushing this idea of the light sail. Okay? And it's X marks the spot. To showing it. It's like, you know, all these people, and they, you know what they're getting when they buy this stuff? They're getting CGI and fake artistic images, and it's not what you believe. What the fuck do you intend to do about it? It's like, you hear he's a Bobby, that's what they call the cops walking the beats. It's a cop, like copper, like the sun. It's like it's the checkerboard hats and the UK, they have the checkerboard sleeves. What I'm telling you is a Bobby, it's gay. It's like Dick Tracy. It's all homosexual magic. Okay? The gold fringe around all those flags at your children's school clearly states that they're in a foreign country when they go to school. Every building you go into and you see those fringe around it, look it up. You're in a foreign country. So when you go into court, if you see the gold fringe, it's telling you, look it up, that you are in a foreign country, people. Whenever you see that gold fringe, you're not protected by any constitutional laws. So here is the cube. You're inside the circle inside. There's the cube, and then there's a circle inside of it with the flat plane. It's one sun. One side of a light hole is a black hole on loop. It comes out of one hole and right into the other. So that's what the homosexual stuff is trying to push down our throats, but everybody's taking it the wrong way. All right, so again, the pole Eris is self-explanatory. It's the moon. You moon somebody. So at the center, the green astral jet comes shooting out, hits the parabolic mirror and showers down on you. Your vowels, they had two hidden vowels, which is Y and W, A-I-O-U, and also the W. What we're looking at is in our vowels, and I know this because I wrote on paper, I intend to worship all, okay, the vowels, and somehow 360 days after I published my blood over my intent to the Ethernet, I was able to start seeing all this shit, that the symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your energy is flowing to. So it all boils down to this. So when the Jupiter, that's what we're going to, the Jupiter, right over here. We're going to Uranus, okay? That if you want to escape and become an exclamation where you're no longer made out of clay and you're a super being, or you go back to your three-dimensional body above the waters. 144,000 people have blood to spill because they're living beings with bodies above the water. The rest of the people won't spill their blood because they have no blood to spill. They're dead with no flesh to go back to. So there's 144,000 people in here that have bodies to go back to above the water. The rest of the people have been uploaded into a computer and there's no bodies for them to go back to. You will be in here forever. So the 144,000 need to make it to the center of the dish, go to that Hyperborea place, and beam out of here. It's just that simple. And you can play stupid all you want. You're fucking retarded. If I don't step up to show you this shit, man, you can't even put any dots together, for heaven's sakes. You guys talk about demons. That's just funny. You're the man caught between the dimensions, okay? You're drunk on spirits. You beat your wife and do stupid shit like that. You have no potential when you're drunk and falling on your face. Okay, it's like you're possessed. Okay, that's why they say the spirits and stuff like that. And like I said, you don't need to do DMT. Look, marijuana is the Christ. A lot of people like to put that out, point that out. Is marijuana is because it's the most perfect thing. It cures all the diseases when you turn it into hemp oil and whatever. Any case, so this is very simple, people. There's really no way to fuck this up. You see this, and I see it's pointing to the holy hole at the center of the dish where everybody needs to get to before they're dead. The astral web that shoots out. You know, they show you these giant trees, these mountains are. That's crazy. They chop down these giant trees, and now, like somebody pointed out, Paul Bunyan and Babe the ox. Okay, that was his girlfriend, Babe. She was blue, and she was the ox. There is no accidents, people. So, like I said, there's no way to fuck it up. He's pointing to the holy hole at the center of the dish. We know this is how the symbol is supposed to be, because when we turn it over, you know, it doesn't make any sense anymore. So when you see the all-seeing eye of Lucifer and all that shit, you need to turn it over like this, because it's the black hole sun that's bringing all your shit. You lose your train of thought, that was the black hole sun. That's why you put a choo-choo train around your fucking Christmas tree. You walk into a church, you make an upside-down cross on your fucking head. There's literally no way to screw this up. And I know you Jesus freaks out there, you're going to get angry at me because, look, you need to spill your blood over your intent. Only the devil hides his intent. And until 2 million of us are, 144,000 of us are side-by-side blood thicker than water, nobody's leaving this fucking matrix. Bet your fucking ass on it, people. Now, what is clear is that we're at least 7 generations removed from this reptilian brain type stuff, and we're watered down enough to pick up these frequencies. So when I see CERN, I see no concern. I see a money pit. It's just like NASA and all the other things. Everything that you've ever heard about is fake. This is what it boils down to. It's the circle inside of the square. You're needing to get to the center of the dish, and there is also above the waters, where there's 144,000 living bodies that need to get back to those bodies. Okay, the rest of us are like stuck in, the rest of the people are stuck in the nexus like they showed you. Okay, and you're nothing new under the sun. Okay, you're on a chessboard right now. You need to look at the sun and speak your intent. God is the sun. I look into the sun and I speak my intent, and somehow the sun gives me guidance and makes me see things that nobody else can see. And they say Eve was ill. That's why they call it evil. And backwards it says live. And what I'm telling you is that Eve is the moon, a rib of the earth. It's conscious. It's sending down a square wave. But it's conscious. It's a piece of the checkerboard. So when you look at the moon and you talk to it and you see the reflection into the water, I'm telling you that the moon is a rib of the earth. It's conscious. It's a piece of the fucking earth. I've done this before, and I'm telling you, the moon is conscious. The sun is conscious. Plants are conscious. Your water is conscious. You can freaking program it. And, there are no accidents. There are no coincidences. Like for example, I go back now. Here I am 21 years later. And I see these old trophies that are cubes. And I work for this company called Centura Creations. The green astral light shoots out of the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish. And that is the creation light. The astral jet, the Aurora Borealis. This is the goddess. You're in the cosmic womb. God is a woman. How do you know this? Okay, it says, it's kind of funny because the company was called Centura Creations. When I was younger, I was I was making extra money. They had us fill up bags with stuff, and we pimped it, business to business, selling it. It was, any case, I was a rising star. I was really good back then. But what I'm telling you is that you see the circle. This is the entire universe right over here. That's what you're looking at. This is you're inside the womb of creation. This is a feminine. Okay, this is the astral jet shooting out, hitting the parabolic mirror and showering down on you. I'm telling you, goddess worship is key. You guys out there, listen to me. When I say I lay it on thick, I'm telling you, I look for reasons to bow down to, like, all the women figures in my life that are around me. I mean, I'm just there. They don't notice what I'm doing. But I do it subtle, but what I'm doing is that the goddess knows what you're doing. Okay, when you're in the shower, you sing in the shower. Okay, and what I'm telling you is that she's talking to you in the shower. She gives you creativity. That's why you're singing in the shower and you get your best ideas. And she's talking to you when you're sleeping. It's your dreams. She's your dream weaver. And what I'm telling you is it's all about the goddess, the dia-rear, the day out the rear, the astral light, the astral jet. When I say there's no way to fuck it up, it's because you need to go through the holy hole at the center of the dish. Okay, you see over here this 9/11 stuff, and you see the wreath. It's funny how they milk this stuff on TV, and everybody just keeps believing it. It doesn't make any sense to me because, I just see everything so clear, and I want to help everybody. I just want to get us to the holy hole, and I want to get the 144,000 bodies to get back to their, the three-dimensional bodies and wake up. The rest of you are flatlanders. You're like Dot on, on Dr. Quantum. You're in the Coliseum. Okay, from the outside, they're watching us like on a flat computer screen. And what I'm telling you is, you don't have to like it, and you don't have to believe it. You're fucking retarded. It's rubbed in your face since birth. And I don't know how you don't see it. So, you put on your wedding rings and all this shit, and what I'm telling you is that you can play stupid all you want. But it's all hiding in plain sight. Like when I show you your vowels, and I'm telling you, I spilt my blood over my intent to be worshiping all. All is the L, like the vowel alls. Everybody's name is, like, if I'm Mark, there's X marks the spot at the center of the dish. Like this 21 years later, I look back into it, Centura Creations, where the creation light is shooting out, and and this is kind of funny. Outstanding loyalty, dedication. Look, at the time, that was my girlfriend. Any case, what I'm trying to explain to you is that they rub it in your face that you're in the mad den right now. So you see the chessboard. She's a brick house. It's one side of a light hole. It's a black hole. You're 30 days in the hole. It's the mad den. The only way you're getting out of here is when 144,000 of us spill our blood over intent, and only 144,000 of us have blood that will work because we have living bodies above the water to go back to. So, if you withdraw your video, I'm telling you, shortly after you're probably deteriorate in some capacity because you're no longer for the benefit of all, and the spirit forces of the world will probably want to snuff out you or something like that because you're a worthless piece of shit, is what. You can't put up your blood for the benefit of all. That was the smartest thing I ever did, was spill my blood over my intent. My son did it. Mom used her hands, uploaded the goddess, putting it into the ether, and starting this ball where heaven's coming to earth. It doesn't matter what you believe. This is, what the fuck do you intend to do about it? Okay, I'm going to make videos as long as it takes until I wake up enough motherfuckers to get us home. There's 144,000 people out there with living bodies above the water. The rest of the people are like Dot. Okay, you're in a computer simulation. You're a fucking flatlander. Your blood, you have none to spill because you're already fucking dead. Forgive me. I'm sorry, people. That's the way it is. You don't have to fucking like it. But it'll set in. You'll see it. That really, until your blood is beside ours, you're fucking retarded and you can't see anything. So some people like hated Gaia or something like that. I've watched her videos and stuff, and there was the steps to do the bloody thumbprint I heard her talking about, and it has to be sent, and then they recognize that you're a living being with your blood. That was Once I saw that, it made sense. They have all you jumping through all those hoops, trying to make all these photocopies, mailing all these different copies out, spending all this money, and in the long run, they all gets declined, and you're still a fucking slave. So what I'm telling you is, you need to unite peacefully. 144,000 of us will spill our blood over our intent, publish it to the Ethernet, and that will be enough magic placed in to reprogram the matrix and get us to the Holy of Holies before we're dead. So I estimate 3 years from like a couple of months ago, we will be drinking from this living water. And bet your ass I can see it, because I wrote the future with my own blood and published it to the ether. Okay? The Ethernet. That was the secret element. Okay? The blood, the ether. Okay? The king's most powerful magic was he had his scribes writing shit down that was his ideas in his head. Okay? And he had them write it on papyrus, chisel shit in stone, bringing it into this reality. When you spill your blood over it, over your intent to be bringing forth heaven and earth, that is the key that gives you the knowledge. I didn't see the holy hole. I didn't get the spear of destiny until I spilled my blood over my intent, and then it was given to me. And now, yes, there's going to be a migration to this place. And the people that can't leave the machine are going to drink from the living waters, and they're going to be able to, nobody will be able to kill you. You don't have to, you won't ever fear or anything like that. You will be the way your creator placed you in here, so that you could have fun, even though you didn't have a body to go back to. You could enjoy, and it didn't matter, because this, why would you want to wake up from the Matrix when it's so much better, when you know what I'm saying? It's Mr. Smith is the good guy. You just didn't see it yet. It gave us everything in reverse. You know, the Zion and all that shit, they rubbed it in our face. So, what I'm telling you is that the machine is not evil. Okay, there's an evil virus in the machine, and now you are missing half of your brain, and you can't see what's hiding in plain sight. The symbols and signs are on everything. Here, I'm 21 years later looking back and seeing Centaur creations, and now here I am pointing everybody to the Holy Holies, and I'm looking back and I'm saying, look, there are no accidents. There was clues left for you all along about your future and where you were going. But they say your eye flips over images. And that's kind of funny, because that's like them telling you what you need to do with shit. Flip it over, and it's pointing to the center of the flat earth plane where you need to get you before you're dead, and become an exclamation point. The question mark is the Quest Ion. That was a good one that Devin Magdy pointed out in his video. So, you know, it's the center of the disk. There's really no way to fuck this up, people. I appreciate you watching. Email me if you want a t-shirt. If you want to talk to me, I don't respond to the emails, but just, I'm sorry, the comments. Just, I don't have Google Plus. It's just crazy. Google's fucked up. So, what I'm saying is that just email me directly. It's superlumitv@gmail.com. I love you. We're in this shit together, people. Okay, 144,000 of you have real blood. The rest of the people around them, they're all zombies. They have no blood to spill. Okay, it's up to us 144,000, not 2 million. It's actually going to be 144,000 people exactly who are written in the book of life and actually have blood to spill. The rest of the people have no bodies to go back to. They're phantoms in a computer. And I'm just telling you like it is, people. You'll see it. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. So take a look at this. You see in the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake, this is his mother. She's forever at 24 years old. She'll always look like that as long as she has enough money to buy the time. And they're going to trade off time, and you're going to see he's got X amount of time on his arm, and if he doesn't go to work and make money, then the movie starts out saying that you'll grow up and you'll stop aging at 24. Okay, and from that point on, you need time. You would need to get to work and buy time, literally. If you don't have enough money, you will die. So they're going to rob the bank. Okay? And you see the mother over here and the goddess. And what I want to get into over here is that when you go to a hospital, if you break it down, it's ho, spit, all. The original term whore comes from when a man got old. He would pay a young woman lots of money so he could drink her menstrual blood directly from the source, the manna of the gods. They say you could live for thousands of years, okay,
and it's the hoe would spit all, because when men would get old, that's where they would go, and they would spit out lots of money. And it's the oldest profession in the world. And what they've done is they've dirtied the goddess and turned her into a slut, rather than the woman that cures all and makes the men live for a long time. So the man, the husband, having to go through the PMS with the woman, okay? When Aunt Flo comes to town, okay, that's supposed to be a good thing, because what the man gets out of the PMS, okay, is supposed to be the manna of the gods. And I think this, if you look into this, this is some serious stuff, people. Until you make it to the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish where you get everlasting life, and you're a man, this is what I'm uncovering here, that the goddess plays a bigger role than you can possibly imagine. That the stem cells that's coming out of your wife or something like this. And what I'm saying to you is that they've turned this Eve character into this evil type thing. And you see, when you spell it backwards, it's live. The apple, the blood. You get your Red Wings. Okay? They've turned you into the pair who rents, because your life is short. You don't live forever. Okay? And then when you die, you can't take anything with you. So it's like you're renting everything. You don't know anything. You're a monster with no inheritable blood. You have no right to any land. Okay? Now, Archer. All right. You can see here, he has no father. This sort of like Cartman, his mom, got herself pregnant. Okay? He was on the cross. Token is the black son. You have Archer, silver spoon in his hand, and he's with the black girl who just had a baby. Okay? He worships his mother. Okay? He's constantly drinking. They always have cups in their hand. They're showing you something. It's the constant flow of shit. And that's all you see pumped out of this guy. And all you just got to look deeper into reality. A lot of you will want to look into this stuff and start seeing it for what it is. Everything has an undertone secret code into it. And it's all based on the two-ball cane, which is one side of a light hole is a black hole. Our blood is the key. Just like the body and blood of Christ and all that stuff you drink, it's that your blood programs the matrix. I'm telling you, I went from a retard to seeing stuff. Okay. So listen, you play pin the tail on the donkey, but you never found the key. Okay, X marks the spot. They've been laughing at you your whole life. Your cum pee ass, this is where you come to pass. You come, you see how the penis is pointing down, like the candy cane, where you drink the blood of Christ. You walk into again, I don't have to go over this stuff every video, but you make an upside down cross when you go from your head to your chest, left to right. That's upside down cross. You kneel down to the feminine, the goddess, before you walk into a church and worship a dead man on a cross, which is the sun that goes left and right across the flat earth plane if you were looking at it from the side. I'm telling you that everything's about the goddess. Okay? The green astral jet, the dragon with no teeth. It's that X is wrong answer because it's an asshole. Okay, and a vagina looks like this. This is more like a starfish. So you're inside the two, it's one side of a light hole is a black hole. You put the two circles together, you get the Vesica Pisces. The president carries the football to blow up the world. In any case, the moral of this video is he could keep his mom up. He's giving her, he wants to keep her alive forever. Okay, and as long as they keep working, guess what? They can live a life, they could live forever. As long as they can buy enough time. You're running out of time. You're always running out of time. No, and I'm telling you, in less than 3 years, we're going to be drinking from this living waters. I can see the future because I wrote it myself with my own blood. Your blood is very powerful. If you write something out on a piece of paper that is for the benefit of all, okay, I'm telling you that you should look into this stuff. This is what I'm discovering. Okay, these are the secrets of the universe. They showed you on South Park what's his name? The guy Superman. He was eating all the. He was trying to eat up all the aborted baby fetuses for the stem cells. And I'm telling you, all the stem cells come from the goddess. All that blood that would have went from a baby with all those stem cells to make a baby are coming out of your wife. Okay? It's the manna of the gods. And it's supposed to be, I don't know, the way I was reading in one book, it was, the author made it sound like it was payment, okay, for the cycle. You know, you say she's a bitch. No, she's not a bitch. Okay, you just get your payment. It's supposed to be. They say the only way a Kundalini awakening could happen properly is between a man and a woman. Okay, and what I'm telling you is that everything you've ever been told is a lie. You have to throw everything away. Okay, until you spill your blood over your intent and publish it to the ether net right beside my own, you will gain no eyes to see the real truth. You will always be caught and kept in a circle because you're not for the benefit of all, and you need to be kept that way because you're part of the problem, you're not part of the solution. Okay? Everybody has a birthright to get to this holy hole before they're dead and drink from the living waters. Until they get there, what I'm telling you is that they've left secrets hiding in plain sight, but you don't even know that they exist until somebody tells you about it. You don't need to murder children or stuff like that. What they're saying is that murdering of children to drink their blood and say it's like that's what the poor people do in Africa. So that's what they're saying. The smart people with the real knowledge are actually getting it from the hospital, where they would go and pay young women to drink it directly from, okay, and they turned the whole profession of what the whore is, okay, into prostitution, when it's supposed to be not to get diseases or anything like that, but to get cured of diseases. And what I'm telling you is that a person may be dying of something right now, and all the cures are right there, okay, any young goddess woman, okay, but they don't want you to know these types of things, and nobody's going to tell you that the real Kundalini awakening happens between a man and a woman when they come past through these types of things. And I'm not telling you to go do it. What I'm telling you is that you should at least research it and see what they were doing in the past. That's why it's called a hospital, because the woman goddess had all the cures in her. Okay? It's not that you need vaccines. It's not that you need to go get a magic cure from a bush or something. That's the burning bush right there, people. Okay? And I know it's hard to see. You got to let this stuff sink in. But type into your computer blood over intent into YouTube and hit enter. And you'll see all these videos of all of us spilling our blood over intent, and women telling you about their moon blood. And I'm telling you that it is very special. It's the goddess. It's all about the goddess is what I'm trying to get across. And all this moon blood and all this stuff, it's about we want to live forever and all that stuff. You know, you want to preserve your life, okay, for generations, whatever it is. But there's a real fountain of youth. And then you have the mother goddess of the earth, who's given you the living waters right there, okay, where every compass points to. It's just that simple. And when enough of us are side by side, blood is thicker than water, people, we're going to get there. It's just that simple.